Listener Pete, Colin. I know it's been a while since I've done a video, but this is more an information video than anything else really. And as you can see in my sort of like street scene background here, we've got a Dinky 20-ton crane, truck round seat crane I should say. Now I've got a few of these, and as you can see this one's now got a hook, but this one was complete apart from it was missing its hook, but the cable also broke. So I've been thinking about it for a while, and I've got 3 that are in much worse condition, and I gave them a closer look. You have to bear with me, my arm and neck are getting a lot worse, but there we go, we got that off. Now what I really wanted to show about this was that it's unlike most Dinkies. I like Dinkies because of I'll just move some bits and pieces about. I like Dinkies because of the great design, opening parts and moving features. But this is, as you can see, it's quite unusual because it's got 2 men in it as well, which is unusual. It's an unusual model for Dinky. It's larger than most. It's got 6 wheels. It doesn't have glass, which is so it's a fairly early one, but it's obviously a larger scale one. And it has 2 functions. One to lift a sort of like a crank on this side to lift the boom, and a crank on this side to, you can't see it very well without weight on it, to lift and lower the hook. But what is interesting is, and most people wouldn't know because of not having instructions, most people won't have bought this new, is if you apply a little bit of pressure here on the base and then pull on here, that the crane then opens, and if you then, I'll do it off camera but I'll swivel it, if you then swivel the crane, you can then see right inside to fix all the gubbins inside. Quite a good design. What I use to thread, I use fishing line, which as long as it isn't for children's use, because I mean obviously it would be quite dangerous for children's use, but if it's for an adult, which most of these are, as the collector's items now, then it's okay, it's stronger than most. So there you go, it's an idea I came up with. I also used a curved needle, which made it easier to actually thread. It's got like a little hole in the bar, which you might not be able to see there, to anchor the cable. So I hope that helps somebody out that's restoring one of these. Incredibly well made. It's just got, I just noticed that it's got sort of inside here, it's got like a little flimsy bit of metal that's on a curve, and it hooks onto that base piece there. So with a little bit of pressure, I mean I should imagine quite a few children found it by accident, but I missed it, and I've looked at these quite a few times. I intend on restoring the other 3 I've got, but they're in pretty rough shape compared to this one. Let's put the crane back on. Oh, the miniature TV, it's got like a hook on it, which is quite... But as you can see now, the crane operates rather well. I am a bit partial to cranes, and I hopefully I'll do a video on all my cranes shortly. But another passion of mine, which I'll show you, is sonic flashes. This is an alarm flasher from, this is a Corgi one, quite rare. If you press on the rear axles, that one there does its little sound thing. Here's Majorette, which are more common. And this one most people recognise as a Dapper News or a Majorette blazer. Most people have seen this machine gun one, as it comes in a standard one, but the standard one has clear glass. If you press down the bonnet, machine gun sounds. How cool is that? Not as common as the ones with clear glass, but that is great. There is a few military ones like this. I've modified this one because the rocket launcher bit broke, so I did make some, just fix that, I did make some replacement rockets, but I'll which fit on there. But if you press the rear axle, it makes sort of like sounds very much like Missile Command from the Atari 2600, for those that you remember that. So there you go. As I got tired of waiting for the manufacturers to make a general release, so I made one myself. This is made from a green light casting, so quite pleased with how that one turned out. But Johnny Lightning are bringing out an 07 version. It won't have any flag on the roof, but they are bringing an 07 version out, and sort of like a dirty version that are coming out shortly, let us say that. These figures are quite interesting. I got these with a Motormax. A Motormax sort of like scenario I found the other day, and I'll do that if I'm gonna do a video. I'll show you a few bits. It's got quite an interesting sort of like yard with it as well. These doors open. Oh, it's got doors on both sides, and it's got an end door as well. It's quite a nice, unusual construction yard. Quite a lot of play value in that. And the trucks, had two trucks with it, which are also quite interesting. All plastic, apart from the cab. But what I did like is they've got a tilt cab, which is quite unusual for, you know, for a plastic model. I quite like that feature. It does have operating tailgate at the end as well, if anybody's. That's pretty cool. So you get big truck, and there's also a concrete wagon, and also it has a tipping cab. Not the best quality in the world, but it was fairly cheap, and I can't find another one anywhere, so they must be fairly rare. Another one I've got to hand that you might want to see, another Dinky. This is a reproduction Atlas one. Quite a lot of you will be familiar with it. And with that, this is a guy. But what I do like about this one is, and this is why I love Dinky, is the opening back doors are done so well, and there's sort of like quite a nice system that you don't see anywhere else. The doors click into place, so they actually are quite solid in place there. This bar system, so they slip up and down on that, which I absolutely love. There is another one, if I can find it to hand, that is, I might not be able to see it. It's in my military lot just to my right here. Can I see it? I would like to show it. That's a nice walls one. That's a Corgi one. That's you might like to see. I'm looking at that. Oh, it is something I can show you as well. I was very lucky to find these. I will show my Dinky trucks. I've got lots of Dinky and Corgis that I've never shown, but this is an absolute bruiser, which I love. This is a rocket launcher. Just put some of these away. I was very lucky to find this. It was in banged up shape. It was in a bad way. I made the rocket. The rocket's of my making, but it's meant to have a geared system on the back here with a crank. You can see the teeth in the sort of like system there, but it's broken off. I also managed to break this arm when I was repairing it, and I had to sort of like bridge it and patch it there. But it's quite a rare beast, and they go for serious money when they're complete. What is nice is this. This is why I love Corgi. Dinky. Corgi do a version of this as well, but it's much larger and much well, a little bit better. Both of them are meant to have little trailers that go behind, both from the Corgi and the Dinky, that the rocket can be mounted on vertically and then spent to launch from there. So that one's absolutely fantastic. I'll give you a better look underneath if my arm will allow it. There you go, the rocket's fallen off. But just so you can appreciate the quality and the look of it. Little man in there as well, another very unusual for Dinky. But that one's got glass, and as you can see, it is an earlier one. I believe this is from the 50s. But exceptionally good quality, and that moving cradle there is just brilliant. I had to straighten that out. That was completely busted, but I managed to straighten it out. Oh no! Here's an absolute stunner that some of you might have seen elsewhere. I've just got this from China. There isn't many rocket launchers, but this one I managed to find. It's got opening doors on the front. I won't. I'll see if I can do it for you. Oh, my arm's killing me, but we'll try to continue. There you go. The front door opens. The bed is metal. The cab is metal. This is plastic. It's got real riders. You can see the speaker underneath. It does have a pullback, which you push down the cab. There's sort of like an engine inside. I don't know if you can see that, but it's in there flashing away. I suppose it does sort of like come up through the light as well, and it does have, let's see if I can get this so you can see all the way around it. This moves 360 degrees, and there's a little button on here. If you press this, you get engines and rocket sounds. Well, that's quite impressive. Hope you enjoyed that. What else have we got? Oh, there's a couple I'll show you that I'm sure will be appreciated. You don't see this often model often enough. This is an army fire engine. It's called Green Goddess by Bedford. This one I think is a Corgi one, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But this isn't done in many scales, and I won't have to go out my way for that one. I think this is 1:72. Let me check for you. For the people who want to find it, get some details. It's hard to see. I'm going to have to give up on that. But if you really want to know, I'll find the details for you. There's that one, which I absolutely adore, and there's also a. Oh, I think they're both Oxford. But this one is a Dennis fire engine, which I remember as a boy. Obviously, these are more models than toys, so they're quite fragile, but they do have high detail, as you can see there. Let's give you a close up of the Dennis. Quite stunning detail. Great trucks those. I have got lots of fire engines as well, but those are two that I've got out so I can look at them. What else have we got for you? That's Andy. Oh, I should really show you the Lone Star train I've got as well. Quite pleased with this Lone Star train. I had one of these as a boy. Got this at Union Pacific, so obviously it's a train from the Americas, whether it's Canada or America, I'm not sure. With it being Union, it's probably American. I have tidied it up somewhat. It was quite badly damaged. I've sort of like used a bit of poetic license there and tidied it up, but all metal, really good quality. I just had this as a boy, and it must have been a hand-me-down toy because I had nothing else. The track that comes with it is plastic, but let's just show you one of the my back's killing me now, so we won't be going on much longer, but let's just show you one of the ones I repaired. I actually made a new top for this one. This is a replacement top, which you might not appreciate. It turned out okay. This one isn't all, as you can see, it's got a plastic bottom, which is quite unusual. It is has got like a skeleton metal bottom, but that plastic bottom there is also forms part of the windows. I was very lucky to pick. I think it's got 7 pieces to the train. Oh, I'll show you the other pieces because it is quite kind of cool. There's sort of like a American caboose there, which I've also tidied up somewhat. That's a cool piece. And the piece that absolutely was the clincher for it was this crane. I thought that was just immense. It's a bit worn, but the actual boom moves as well, like that. So it does move with that little lever on top. It's meant to have a hook on the end here, but I don't know if I'm ever going to bother doing that, to be fair. I've tidied it up and highlighted some of the pieces with the chrome pen. There's sort of like a goods carriage, which I also made a top for. Another goods carriage, a small one, and sort of like a British caboose at the end of a train, the guard car as they call it. I'm not an expert on trains, so I apologise for getting any of that wrong, which I probably am, but I'm chuffed to have seen. As a boy I had nothing but broken toys, and I was told I'd broken them so I couldn't get any more, but I now found out that most of the toys I had were made before I was born, so how I broke them I don't know, but there you are. I think it was just an excuse not to buy me any more toys. I'm going to end it there because my neck's really hurting, but I hope you enjoyed those, and I hope the details about the 20-ton crane really helped somebody out, because that opening piece is just, it's brilliant. I'm quite pleased with myself, and I thought I owed a duty to other builders to show them that shortcut. Okay, take care, bye bye.